Can you name a disease that has been cured?
And why are we saving the smallpox? How about we
to
get rid
unleash it?
No, because it's the cure.
Just like you're gonna see kids with giant. You're gonna see kids with the giant polio boots soon again.
But if there's no one around that needs curing, then get rid of the fucking smallpox.
Yeah, but what if the American Indians rise again? How do we get rid of them?
Yeah,
it's worth
well, then you
time.
fucking take those people to get the cure.
Oh, yeah.
What?
They're afraid that, it was a life form and we should preserve it for knowledge. But what's going to happen is some asshole is going to break one of those vials, and then we're going to have smallpox.
What are we, fucking Star Trek with the Prime Directive? Kill it! Kill it!
Where do they keep these vials? Is there a special place? Where is these?
Yeah, well, they're in labs.
Dr. Steve's medicine cabinet.
All over the world.
It's in Dr. Steve's wine that he fucking sends us.
Dr. Steve, you was going to talk about cancer, you said?
Well,
what a collectible that would be. A vial of smallpox you could show your friends.
That'd be great.
Put it on your mantle.
Like 12 monkeys. You just open it up and wave it under the guy's nose at the airport.
Yeah.
Clean your room or I'll chuck this at you.
Yes, Dr. Steve?
Yeah, you guys were talking about cancer being profitable, and I work in a cancer center, as you know, and it's certainly the practice of medicine in cancer is not profitable anymore. It hasn't been for some time. Almost all of our cancer centers are heavily subsidized. Now, you could make the argument,
but it's pharmaceuticals. Those are the $1 zillion companies. Because I read somewhere there's a $100 or $1,000 pill, a cancer pill that's like $1,000.
Absolutely right. Now, I will say that the pharmaceutical companies have never once turned us down when we needed chemo for somebody that couldn't afford it, and they've given it to us. Okay, so that number one shows how much money they're making off everybody else, that they can just give it away in that way. But you could make the argument that the pharmaceutical companies are somehow they have the cure and they're just rolling out these things a little bit at a time so that they can make more money off of it. But the competition between these companies is so intense that I cannot believe that if somebody had a quote unquote cure for cancer, which by the way is a bunch of different diseases, that one of these companies wouldn't have just said, fuck the rest of y'all, I'm going to make a killing and, in the short term and go ahead and roll it out.
But don't you think at some point we should, because Jim said it's almost an American thing. When you think that we should just since we're so into democracy in this country, that we just vote on one disease that will cure and then we go to the next, because all this fucking diseases everywhere else, it ain't winning. Meaning, let's just say cancer is the most important thing, and we just key on cancer as opposed to diabetes. I'll wait. Diabetes will probably be 10th on my list.
No, but isn't there a lot of things, like even if you're working for these other charities, let's say you're doing a thing for diabetes or you're doing a thing for muscular dystrophy, it's not just about cure, it's about sustaining their life in a better comfort and that type of thing, right? It's also palliative care and all that, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's also money that's being devoted. It's not all going to the cure. That's what I'm saying. All these benefits and all this spending. When you give charity money to cancer, it's not going to the cure, incidentally. It's just maybe better medication.
It'd be nice to see somebody cure anything.
Right.
Anything. But it's enough. Enough money, enough fucking... for the 45th annual Jerry's Kids.
Yeah, that's never.
And they got 60-year-old people with fucking MS. Like,
I just gave £5,000 to muscular dystrophy.
Did you?
Yeah, I donated the money for one of my shows because I do a 30-minute routine.
You don't expect the kids to lift that. See, because it's money
well, I tell you
in your country, and for us, it's weight.
Because I was doing that. I was doing that story about my friend with muscular dystrophy. I took to the brothel, right? And so I thought I got him on the DVD, and I thought, all right, so I'll give the money from the recording of the DVD from the show, from the audience, I'll give that to charity.
Oh, that's a good idea.
So it's a nice little thing. But the thing is, because my mate Dan's in the story, and we're talking about taking him to a brothel. Now Dan can't even lift his eyelids, like he's in a completely vegetated state, and the fucking TV people at Comedy Central are like, can we get a signed release from Dan? And I'm like, no.
That ain't happening.
What are you talking about?
He can't do shit. Oh, my God.
He's that bad, huh?
Yeah.
Hey,
was he that bad when you guys got him laid?
Yeah.
You still hang out with him?
Well, when I'm in Australia, you know.
But how do you guys communicate if he can't?
He can still talk, but it's just very muffled and, he's not fucking high-fiving you as you're in the room. You know.
Yeah.
He's lived to be 33 with it. That's pretty old for someone.
That's pretty old for muscular dystrophy, yeah.
Still alive and kicking. Well, let me rephrase that. Still alive.
I used to work, when I was in Rochester, I used to work with kids with muscular dystrophy. It was rough.
It's a bad one. Isn't it?
I finally had to move on because I mean they were dying all around us.
Yeah.
It's fucking brutal.
Yeah.
Hey Steve, is there anything that's almost been right now that's close, very close?
Rickets.
To being cured.
Lymphoma or leukemia. You know they've affected quite a few cures of people with leukemia with stem cell transplant or bone marrow transplantation and stuff. So, you know, we're working on it. I mean, survival goes up every year, but you're right, it's a real slow kind of advance.
Rat Spit wants me to ask you about vitamin B17 to fight cancer.
Okay. I don't know anything about that.
Dr. Steve's just like, all right, whatever. I don't know that shit.
Actually, can I ask you that? My brother thinks that vitamins are a load of bullshit. Are they a load of bullshit? Like, if you take vitamins, is it all placebo effect that you think you're doing good by yourself?
Well, here's the thing. If you have a vitamin deficiency, vitamins are great. I mean, vitamins are just nutrients that our bodies can't make, but they have to have to do their daily, duties and stuff.
And don't they normally they're in our food that we eat? We get enough if you're eating a pretty good, balanced fucking diet. You're all right?
Yeah. Eat a balanced diet. But we were created inside our environment, and when we ate a balanced diet, we kind of got most of the nutrients that we needed. But balanced diet means different things to different people. My mother-in-law, for example, was watching my kids one weekend, and I came back, and she's sort of nutritionally unsound, and I said, did they eat a balanced diet? And she said, well, they eat 5 pieces of fried bologna. Is that balanced?
Fried bologna?
You married a woman whose mother eats fried bologna? Like fried?
Yes.
Is your wife a bit trailer park, Steve?
Hey, is there any holistic anything that's officially good?
Yeah, man. I mean, look,
throw out a couple of good natural fucking products.
But all natural products are bullshit because they get tested, and if they get tested and they work, they become medicine.
That's exactly right. That was what I was going to say, Jim. Very good. There's a lot of things like glucosamine is a great example of something that used to be an quote-unquote alternative medicine, and they tested it, and it actually works for arthritis pain. It works as well as ibuprofen for most people without any of the side effects. And so now, there are very few family practitioners and orthopedists who don't prescribe glucosamine, so it's become mainstream. So once something is proven to work, I mean, we'll use the hell out of it.
But echinacea is bullshit, isn't it?
Echinacea went through a few studies that showed that maybe it decreased the length of time of a common cold by 30%, and then the bigger studies that were done showed that it didn't really do anything.
Shit. So apple cider vinegar and fucking all of that stuff is...
If it worked, it would be medicine.
Well, yeah, and it depends on what you're using it for. If you're using it to acidify your urine, then apple cider vinegar works great. But
why would I acidify my urine, sir?
Hang on.
You don't know about that?
My fucking car. Wait a second.
This is where they're going to kill Dr. Steve for giving out too much medical information.
Yeah.
It's like 24 to hunting him down.
Helps to suppress bacterial growth. So a lot of people would normally use cranberry juice because it's a little more palatable than drinking vinegar. But you could drink vinegar to acidify your urine.
To clean your urinary tract out, like with cranberry juice, right? Because I fucked a lot of women who need cranberry juice the next day. I keep it in the house ready to
go. Yeah. Well, that's been...
I'm quick on the thrush as well.
and so how about horse shit like acai berries and acai berries and all that shit is nonsense, right?
Yeah, well, they have nutrients in them. Acai berries have nutrients in them. I've never seen a single study, and that's what, the thing that you have to do